Hello everyone. I would like to start by thanking the section for permitting me to give this presentation and for the organization of this seminar. Today we will talk about termites, vibratory communication, and I will present some works we have done on the characterization of the vibrations produced during body shaking behavior and how these vibrations are modulated by reproductive cues in termites. Social life in animals is widespread and requires an optimal communication among individuals within a group in different contexts. This includes, for example, cooperative hunting, egg and young care, alarm signaling, and defense against predators. In some species, reproduction is monopolized by few individuals, and in the case of eusocial insects, reproductive individuals have distinctive morphology, physiology, and behavior. Thus, transmission of information related to these individuals is essential in colonies, and some signals are specific of reproductive functions. We can distinguish different ways to transmit information. In social wasp, we can distinguish visual signals as the facial pigmentation, which is linked with the hierarchy position and fertility. The queen pheromone regulates social organization and especially the access of reproduction in ants, bees, and wasps. Mechanical communication as aggressive behavior have been described in many eusocial species. And vibratory behavior have been described in ants and in bees and wasps and termites. But this communication canal is under studied area. Vibratory communication is widespread in insects and especially in species with subterranean lifestyle like termites, in which vibrations are very efficient ways of communication to transmit information across tunnels or galleries. Termites are known to use a diversity of vibratory behaviors. So we can distinguish the head drumming, which corresponds to alarm signals frequently performed by soldiers. So in this small video, you have an example of head drumming, which is performed by soldiers. You have the head butting, which corresponds to butting among individuals in absence of reproductive. And you have the body shaking behavior, so performed by workers in different contexts. So in this small video, this individual is performing body shaking behavior. Body shaking behavior has been described as alarm signal and in context of cannibalism. This behavior has been also observed in presence of reproductive and eggs. Body shaking behavior, which seems similar, could generate different vibrations according to the context, but the resulting vibrations have been rarely described. So few studies suggest that the vibrations behavior could be a signal implicated in reproductive differentiation. So to investigate the question, we need first to determine if body shaking is a signal. The first step is to describe vibration generated during vibration. We need to determine the possible propagation of vibration in the substrate. If there is propagation of vibration in the substrate, we need to see if there is different types of producing vibration. And does the presence of reproductives modify this structure? So this is the three questions of our study. To test this, we measured vibration in 30 colonies of Reticulicarmes flamipes with 4 different treatments. We use 30 workers in each treatment with presence and absence of reproductive to test the reproductive presence effect. We add a flashlight to test the effect of stress events. So we have 2 different contexts, in absence and presence of reproductive, and in absence and presence of stress event. Then boxes were transferred in experimental design. So here you have the boxes with individuals suspended in a suspended paper, which permit to maximize the vibration transmission. Vibrations were recorded using a laser and a vibrometer, and simultaneously there is the acquisition of vibration and video during 5 minutes. The association between video and laser allows us to isolate each body shaking event observed in video from peaks in vibration signal. For each vibration event, we measure the duration, the number of peaks, and the amplitude of the signal. And during the analysis, we have observed that signals are composed of different parts according to the difference of frequencies and by a presence of an abnormal time lapse between pulses. So here you have the example of a BS2. It's a BS body shaking with two parts. Here you have the high frequency parts, the time lapse, and the low frequency parts. So we classify duration according to the number of parts in the signal. And there is 4 types of body shaking. The BS1 is composed of a single part. The BS2, just like this example, is composed of 2 parts, the BS3 of 3 parts, and the BS4 of 4 parts. Thus, we counted the occurrence of each type of body shaking in the 4 treatments, and we measured the duration, the number of peaks, and the amplitude of the entire signal, and for each part in the signal. Firstly, concerning the occurrence of the different type of body shaking, due to the significance of the triple interaction between the reproductive presence, the flashlight effect, and the type of body shaking, we split the dataset. Here you have the occurrence of the different types of body shaking in presence of reproductive in blue, in absence of reproductive in gray, without flashlight and with flashlight. So we can see that the presence of reproductive increased the number of BS1 and BS2 in absence and presence of flashlight. Concerning the BS3, it increased only in presence of flashlight. The BS4 was not affected by the 2 conditions. So this means that the presence of reproductive affects only the BS1 and BS2, and the BS3 was affected by the presence of flashlight. Secondly, for the characteristic of the signal, the flashlight did not affect parts of all types for body shaking. So we pulled the dataset to remove the flashlight presence factor. The amplitude was not affected whatever the treatment and the type of body shaking. So here you have the different characteristics of the first part. So you have the duration, the number of pulses, and the amplitude. The absence of reproductive is in gray, and the presence of reproductive is in blue. So the presence of reproductive affects only the first part, and especially the duration and the number of pulses. So you have an increase in the duration and in the number of pulses in presence of reproductive. The amplitude was not affected by the presence of reproductive. So the first important point is that body shaking behavior produced during vibration transmit information and are transmitted through the substrate. Thus, vibration could be a good candidate to transmit information. There is different types of vibration produced during body shaking. And produced vibration, and especially the number of parts, are diversified and context dependent. In Fuse study, there is a description of low frequency part following by high frequency parts. But information related to stress events could be encoded by the type of body shaking, and especially the BS3 parts. The presence of reproductive affects the structure of body shaking, and especially the first part. So there is a potential role of the first part of the signal in function of reproductions. Some studies suggest that and show that there is an increase in body shaking in presence of reproductive and eggs, such as the study of Funaro and Roland. Vibration could be involved in reproductive differentiation, and especially in presence of shielding vibration, body shaking, head drumming, etc. The different ways of signal modulation permit to transmit a higher diversity of information in a single communication channel and in different contexts. So here, the modulation of vibratory communication is in 2 different ways. So you have the modulation of the number of parts, and you have the modulation of the first part in the signals. Future experiments should be done on this vibratory signal to determine their potential implication in social organization and reproduction regulation in termites. So I would like to thank Samuel Devin, the Dr. Fanny Roland, the Dr. Miguel Pinera Menendez, and the Dr. Christophe Lucas, and the funding, so the CNRS, the University of Tours, the Biocontrol Termines project, and the Région Centre-Val de Loire. Thank you for your attention.